Alright, hi there. Now we're going to talk a little bit about, actually probably more than a little bit, but we're going to go through the sculpting process. So you should have watched the figure drawing video and gone through and drawn your figure. And I talked about on the figure drawing video of getting some toothpicks or some sort of a structure that's very similar so that you can connect things on your sculpture. So what I want you to do is just kind of start off by just creating shapes. When I started, the clay was really hard, so I worked on it and kind of worked it up to the point where it's a little bit easier to use now. And what I want is just the basic shapes of the figures that you're working with. Now, I'm not expecting it to be perfect, and I hope it wouldn't be perfect, but so like kind of a general shape of a head and the general shape of the body. Now you can always add clay to it, and but it's good if you get the shapes, about the size that you would actually want them. So that's just something to think about when you're working on this first step. And what I want you to do then is when you're ready to put the general shapes, I would say make all of them first, and then when you are ready to put the general shapes together, you can use those different, you know, you can use the toothpicks to make sure that your things will stick and they won't break apart when you drop them once. So that's going to be kind of how you're starting off. So I'm going to make all of the shapes of my figure, and then I'll kind of start moving them where I need them and putting them together. And the biggest thing is just kind of getting a feel for the figure, not only looking from the front side and building it this way, but also taking that side view and starting to build it that way. So that'll be your next step and your first step to building your figure. Don't get into details like the face yet or anything like that. You want to wait on those things. You want to get the shape just right before you move forward. And then we'll talk about the face, in the next video. So make the general shape and the outline and connect things using toothpicks or something very similar. And that's all I got for you right now. I'll give you an update in a little bit. So as I anticipated, this was really actually turned out to be very difficult. And you do have 2 weeks on it, so remember that as you're working on it. But I found that once I kind of got the shapes together, I've been using this tool, kind of like a putty knife. I'm guessing if your dad has a toolbox, he'd have a putty knife you could use. And as I'm kind of constructing the figure with the tool, it's helping out being able to reach some of those surfaces I wasn't able to reach otherwise with just my hand. So that's the kind of next step is once you get the figure kind of put together, start figuring out with the tool how you can kind of build it. And once again, I mean, this is their first attempt using clay, and maybe doing a figure isn't the best option with this style of clay, where maybe with a different style of clay it would work better. But you live, you learn, and all you can do is do your best. So just remember that I don't have super high expectations for perfect details with the figure, but all you can do is try and you learn, and I'm excited to see what you can come up with, and I really do look forward to seeing what you work with. So as I'm working here, I make sure that anything I want to stick to the figure, I'm putting in the right, putting in the toothpicks. And my figure is just, I think it would have been a lot easier if I wouldn't have had that leg up. So, just remember that solid base that I talked about. But, it's getting there. Progressively. It's getting there. I'm definitely referencing my drawing a lot, and that's helped out a lot, kind of figuring out how things would work together. And it's just figuring out that balancing point too. So here's your newest update, and then I'll work on more details and kind of keep you posted there. So figures coming together though, and yeah, just making sure that you use the tool. That's going to be huge. Finding some tools that you can use that will be able to hopefully work with this clay. So, there's my latest update. I'll keep you posted on the details as they start to develop. So, thanks. Here we are. I'm just making up some final details. I'll include a couple photos at the end of the video here. And, you know, it's one of those things where you work on it for as long as you can. And then, when it's close to being done, you call it quits. I'm not totally satisfied with it, but I think it definitely helped me see things in 3 dimensions, and that's a big thing. One thing I had to do because of the offset weight on the leg on the ball is I had to add something on the back here to kind of keep it so that it would stick. But if you're having issues, think of different ways that you could have it be braced. You know, it could be something even where you have a brace coming in the back so that you can see it from both sides, but you know, there's something holding it up. Good luck with your figures. I hope you have a good time, and if you do get frustrated, just keep working. I gave you extra time so that you could work through these different issues, and the biggest thing is just, I mean, you're not going for perfection. I mean, this is your first figure sculpture, and I mean, the clay it's maybe a difficult thing to work with, but the biggest thing is that you kind of learn from it. And obviously, maybe it didn't turn out perfectly with what you were hoping, but as long as you learn something, it's definitely worth it. I will post a couple images now, and I think I'm done with my guy. So I'm working from the front now, then I usually turn him to the side, and I look at this profile angle, and I'm always referencing my image. So, keep working hard, and mine in my image was a little bit taller than my actual figure, but I kind of like, I don't know, kind of the Nomi short stuff, like stocky look to him, and I don't even mind that little bit in the back where it looks like he's kind of leaning against something. So, good luck. Let me know if you have questions. I look forward to seeing what you can come up with. And really, I mean, if you don't have some sort of like toothpick or something, it's not going to work. You're definitely going to need something to brace those pieces together. But make sure you warm up your clay and you work with it and have fun. Look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to seeing your work. Let me know if you have questions. Trust me, I understand, and the biggest thing is just trial and error. Try it out. If it's not working, that's okay. Try something different. Have a good day. And another thing is, if your image doesn't look like your sculpture, that's totally fine. That's 100% totally fine. Just kind of go with what the clay is wanting you to do and go for it. Thanks.